Welcome back to the Benchwarmers. We're now on episode 20 of 22 in 22, just 3 episodes left, including this one. And at number 3, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. This is a team that has been consistently amazing just throughout the whole season, going 51-8 before March, actually. This is a stretch which included a ridiculous 18-game winning streak towards the end of the 2019 calendar year, which is actually the longest winning streak ever since, or not ever, but the longest winning streak since the Warriors did it in their historic 73-9 season. However, in March, something kind of went wrong, with them only winning 2 of their final 6 games, which is pretty uncharacteristic of a team that has the best record in the whole league. The best player this season and the likely MVP is Giannis Antetokounmpo, who averages a ridiculous 30, 14, and 6, which gives him the highest offensive real plus minus in the league. And he has the 6th highest defensive real plus minus in the league as well. Fellow All-Star Chris Middleton averages 21, 6, and 4 as well. And point guard Eric Bledsoe averages 15, 5, and 5. Now, Giannis and Bledsoe, as well as center Brook Lopez and 6th man shooting guard Dante DiVincenzo, have all been amazing defensive pieces, and the Bucks have the highest defensive efficiency in the NBA. Luckily for them, they do not really seem to be affected by the virus, so they look like they're going to Orlando with a fully healthy team. All right, now moving on to the rankings portion of this video. I think the Bucks, they have a very easy schedule, or pretty easy. Their really only difficult games are the Celtics and the Raptors, and maybe the Rockets, I guess. But I have them going 7-1 and leaving them first in the Eastern Conference. So it may come as a bit of a surprise that I have them at 4th overall. And we already talked about this yesterday about how I have the Raptors at 3rd, which means the Bucks have to go 4th. But hold on a second. Yeah, but the Bucks haven't really suffered through the injuries that the Raptors have this season with Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, Norman Powell, and multiple other players. And even though they have definitely the best front court in the league, or arguably the best front court in the league, I think the Raptors have pretty good defenders in the front court, such as Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby, who can hold them off. And I think that Kyle Lowry and Norman Powell and Fred VanVleet will be able to maybe kind of dominate the backcourt a bit. And I think that's why that the Raptors will just have a slight advantage if they face the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's why I have the Bucks a little bit lower at 4.
Right. So I actually had the Bucks pretty high. I had them at number 2. So that means that one of the LA teams is going to be at number 3. So I think that may come as a little bit of a surprise, but it's definitely debatable. I think that the Bucks record definitely speaks for itself. They are 53-12, I believe, which is very, very respectable. And compared to I don't think it's the Bucks' problem that the Raptors had a lot of injuries. Like I really think that shouldn't affect the Bucks ranking because it just doesn't matter the Bucks at all. And then with the Clippers and Lakers with the Clippers as well specifically, I think that the Clippers injuries really shouldn't, like, it really doesn't matter. Like I think the players that sat for the Clippers, like just because they sat out and they take their record a little bit, I don't think that should affect the ranking of the Bucks. Like that's not the Bucks' problem. But just looking at the Bucks team specifically, their team is so talented offensively. Their offense is amazing. I think it's definitely one of the best, if not the best in the league. Their defense is also pretty good, with Giannis potentially being the Defensive Player of the Year and MVP. I think those are 2 very likely awards, and he's probably the front runner for both of them. And we're actually going to have an awards video, so you guys should definitely check that out as well. But anyways, I think that no player can really match up to Giannis on defense. Like even if you have like a good tall defender on him like Pascal Siakam, he's still not going to do that good. Like he can still defend him a little bit, but Giannis is still such a threat even when defended. There's really no debate about that. He's definitely the best player in the league, better than LeBron, better than everyone else. And when you have a player like that on your team, it's just your team is just going to play and perform really well. Because when you go on offense, players are gonna on the other team gonna have to double team them. That's gonna create openings elsewhere on the court. And when you have other weapons like Chris Middleton and Eric Bledsoe, I think that just creates such a powerful team. Like there's really nothing you can do against that. That's why I had the Bucks at number 2.
Yeah, I have the Bucks right in between. I have them at 3. And while I do agree with a lot of the things Rohan says, I think he kind of takes some of the stuff a bit too extreme. So clearly, as you said, one of the LA teams are below the Bucks. So let's take either scenario. Let's say the Lakers are below the Bucks in your opinion. If the Lakers are below the Bucks, how do they even match up? Giannis can only guard either LeBron or Anthony Davis, and even so, probably not well. Anthony Davis has done extremely well on Giannis, in fact, and LeBron has rarely been guarded by Giannis. And who's going to guard LeBron? It's going to be Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe. That's a mismatch no matter what. Now, if you take the Clippers, let's just say this. The role players on the Clippers are probably comparable to the role players on the Raptors last season. You got so many players: Patrick Beverley, Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, Paul George, and then if you insert Kawhi on the Raptors beat the Bucks. But are you saying that if Kawhi's on the Clippers, they can't beat the Bucks? So I don't see how that works either way. I had them at 3. They're one of the best teams in the league. But Giannis is probably the best regular season player in the league. He probably isn't the best playoff performer yet in the league, but I think he'll get there one day. I really like this team. I like how it's constructed. I like the players who are around them. They have a good combination of defensive and offensive firepower with players like Eric Bledsoe, Dante DiVincenzo, Wesley Matthews, Chris Middleton, and even a defensive anchor and Splash Mountain, Brooke Lopez. So I like how this team is orchestrated around Giannis. In my opinion, although I'd really like him to come to the Warriors, I honestly see Giannis staying with the Bucks and them being a powerhouse for the next decade or so. But I think that for this season, they are the third most likely team to win the finals.
Now, we all know the Bucks that Giannis is actually going to go to the Knicks, but that's a topic for another video.
No, he's
I'm
going
just
to the
kidding.
Warriors. Going to the Warriors this offseason.
He's definitely going to the Knicks.
Nope, Warriors.
Anyway, that wraps it up for this episode of 22 and 22. You know who we have in top 2, the Lakers and the Clippers. Let us know which one you think is better and should be at number 1. But we'll see you tomorrow. This is the Benchwarmer signing off. See ya.